What's up, Miss Do It Yourself?
A year after I quit smoking, I was diagnosed with peripheral artery disease. I needed surgery to restore blood flow to my legs. Later, I found out
What's up,
smoking also
everybody?
caused my kidney cancer, and I needed surgery to remove my kidney. My tip is quit now. The sooner you quit, the better.
You can quit. For free help, text quit now to 333-888.
Checkers and Rallies $4 unbeatable meal deal is getting glowed up.
Yeah, I rocked the drive-thru back in the day. Let's go. Guess I still do.
Get Glow's Barbecue Jack Burger with fries, drink, and dessert. Just $4.
Watch me cook.
Build your meal deal with our quarter-pound crushing cheese double, spicy chicken, or Glow's new Barbecue Jack Burger. Only at Checkers and Rallies.
This is you.
Hey, you guys, I hope you guys are doing so well. As you can see from the last video, in the title of this video, I got a job. I got a job. Yes, so most of you know if you've been watching my videos, and those who don't, I worked for Uber for about 9 years pretty much. And then all of a sudden, something crazy happened to the account. So crazy that like Uber Eats and Uber, both of them just went away, put it that way, and they took my money too. With Uber, what I hate about it, they don't have a phone number anymore, especially when you can't log into your account. So I couldn't log into my account or anything. So I was sitting there, I never got an email saying I was deactivated, what was going on. So I'm trying to go through the help section and everything like that to email them, and I just kept sending emails after emails for about 3 or 4 weeks. And finally, I kind of gave up and I didn't do it like every day because I was doing it every day. Finally, I just gave up. I was like, I'm not doing this every day, so I started doing it maybe like once a week because it's almost been 2 months now. So I started doing it once a week. The screen kept saying, you cannot log in, and that's all the information it would give me. When I would sit there and I reach out to the people, they would read off a script. And remember, I'm only doing email because I don't have a phone number that I can contact anybody. So they're just reading off a script. I apologize that this happened to you. We're going to try to figure it out for you. They never did. They still haven't today. And like I said, they took the money with it. So it was like, okay, this is ridiculous. But I do look at things sometimes like, this was God's way of telling me because I had told you guys, I wrote down goals for 2025 and I did not want to work for Uber anymore. I had been saying this for years that I didn't want to do it and stuff like that, but this time I did actually make a goal of I don't want to work for it because sometimes I would take off 6 months and then come back to it. But I was like, I don't want to do it, you know what I'm saying? So it was things that I really want to do because with Uber and everything, I mean, honestly, I couldn't even afford health insurance and stuff like that. The rides were getting ridiculous and the safety issues, I don't even want to talk about it, but I did have some safety concern and experiences that I had that were terrible. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm glad that it happened and everything. Let's get to the job. That's what we want. But I had to tell you a little
What's
bit
up,
about my
Sharon?
gig work and everything like that, because that is the name of the video. You want to know why I'm not working gig work anymore. That's the reason I'm not working gig work anymore. And honestly, I know if you ask, like, hey, if you were still on Uber, would you still be doing it? I would have. That's why I'm glad that I'm not, that God said, nope, we're not doing it no more. I sat there and then I started going hard. So after 100 and something applications and about 4 job interviews, I got a job. As you saw from the last video and everything, when I went to the interview and everything, it went really well. But let me tell y'all how that day was going. So when I went in for the interview and everything, they had like a classroom full of people. So I'm gonna say it was about 40 or 50 of us. So when we were in there and everything like that, we were all doing like this, not survey, but it was just questions that they asked you as far as interview questions, and that was like my last video. Instead of them asking, they did ask some in the interview, but they also had them written down and you had to answer them. Like I said, we're in a classroom with a bunch of people. So somebody's phone rang in the classroom and everything like that, and they answered it while we were in the classroom.
Jamal.
When they answered the phone in the classroom, everybody we can hear the conversation. Even though
What's
they were
up,
trying to
Jamal?
get away from us and they kind of moved to the corner, we still could hear the conversation. So the guy that was on the phone and everything, he had this real raspy voice. But what was so crazy, he was like, when
What's
he was
up,
talking to
everybody?
the person, again, we hearing your personal conversation. He was talking like, yeah, I got you, babe. And then he was like, I can't even do the laugh, but it was like a duck laugh with a raspy voice I have never heard, with a kind of like a whistle tone. So it sounded like he smoked Marlboros for 50-something years. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe 2 packs a day, because I have never heard a laugh like that. And it tickled me. Me and the lady that
Gotta
was
go do that
behind me,
DoorDash,
it
brother.
tickled us so bad that we were laughing.
Hope you're having a
And
good
I was
day,
laughing
Jamal.
and stuff. People were looking
A good
around,
Saturday.
They were trying to figure out like, 'cause it didn't even sound like a human. It was like like I said, like a duck call, but it was raspy and whistling, and you just couldn't figure it out. So
Happy
it was
Saturday,
me and her,
everybody.
we were tickled, and I was
You came in
tickled,
the
so
chat.
I was turned this way, and I'm trying
Thank you for
not
hitting
to,
that
you
like
know what
button.
I'm saying, because I couldn't, and I was like, get it together, Danny, get it together. But I'm telling y'all, I was laughing so hard that I was crying. Okay, and the girl behind me, she was the same way. We were just laughing. And so I finally got myself together, and I was like, can I go to the bathroom? Because I had to wash my face. I had tears coming out my eyes. I have not laughed that hard in so long. I had tears coming out my eyes. And I was like, when I went to the bathroom and I was splashing the water on my face, I was still kind of laughing. And I looked in the mirror, and I was like, God.
Yes, sir.
Nissan Rogue has been
Make
named
that
the
money,
Super
Jamal.
Best Drive for 11 years in a row.
I'm still at Wally World.
Drive the award-winning Nissan Rogue today.
I just got done cutting grass. I didn't trim. I didn't weed eat the grass. But I did cut the grass.
God, I'm gonna get this job. Because I am tickled pink, and I just got the biggest smile on my face. So when I go back in the room, it's a recruiter in there, and I got the biggest smile on my face from laughing so hard at this guy. So I'm still smiling. And so when I came back in the room, he said, how you doing? I was like, good, how you doing? Again, biggest smile. And so he looked, and I'm not good at doing eye contact, you guys. So he looked me dead in the eye, saying that, you know what I'm saying? I'm smiling. I'm still in good spirits from this good, hearty laugh. So he was like, we're just talking about,
I'm just
some of the
cleaning right now.
experiences and stuff as far as security.
If you come in here, hit that like button for me.
He was like, and people are just telling
Let's
me
talk
what
about
themselves.
something.
So he asked me about myself.
I appreciate
Again,
y'all
I'm
for
talking
coming
to him.
in.
Eye contact is good. We're smiling at each other. Again, I am feeling so good, and I haven't even gotten the interview yet. So this is the recruiter and everything like that. He said, you guys, we are doing second and third shifts mostly, and I'm like, good, that's what I want. Second and third shifts, love those shifts. And so he was like, so if you can work those shifts, let them know.
Shout out to
So when I
Danny
went
Deere
in,
for
I was
getting the
next person
job.
to go in, I let them know that when I was talking to them as far as answering their questions, and they were smiling at me just like I said I was smiling at them. And she started typing in stuff and everything like that. She was like, okay, hey Danielle, and everything like that. And she was like, do you have your first aid certificate? And then she was like, I was like, no, it expired. She was like, we got you. When she said, we got you, I knew I had the job. Because why would they sit there and say that? So again, I'm just smiling bigger. I'm like, oh my God, I got this job. So next thing you know, they just pushed me through.
Thank
so
y'all for coming in.
fast,
Hit
so
that like
fast.
button if
It
you're
was like-
chilling.
It was definitely God ordained. I was like, I really could not believe it. I really could not believe it, you guys. I was so excited. And then when they gave me the job offer, I'm getting paid more than I ever have at any daggone job that I've ever been in. So I'm like, yes, I'm at one of the accounts that pays the most. That's one of the most professionals. And I was like, man, if this ain't God ordained. So if all that wouldn't have happened to Uber with me getting like deactivated or whatever, I would have never got this like dream job. I would have still just been stuck in a cycle. You know what I'm saying? So I am so glad that, you know, I no longer have to do any gig work, and I got, you could say it's a 9 to 5 or whatever you want to say, but I got a job. I got benefits now. You know, I get benefits since VAs. I ain't got to no longer worry about not having health insurance, because I mean, that's an important part of my life and everything like that. So health insurance, life insurance, all these things that come with a full-time job. Yes. So I am too excited, and I wanted to share it with you guys and everything. I'm glad you guys came along with this journey. Thank you all for supporting me. I really appreciate you, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye-bye.
Dunkin' Refreshers. Available in orange blueberry breeze, mango pineapple, and strawberry dragon fruit. $3 medium for Dunkin' Rewards members.
The new delicious eau de parfum. La vie est belle vanille. Lancôme.
Choose your free gift from Lancôme at Macy's, the fragrance destination.
Thank y'all for the 5th like. Probably be getting off of here soon. Gotta charge my phone, do some stuff.